Hello and welcome. Today's a really exciting video. I am going to talk to you guys about a few new changes, and then we also have some fun things to do. If you are just here to see me use my snippet rolls in my journal, I'll have timestamps down below so you can totally skip ahead. I understand, that's fine. And if you're new, my name's Jessica, and you may have noticed something that I have done, which is change my channel name, and I am like nervous for some reason, but also just so excited to tell you a bit more about it. So my new channel name is Terrace, and I am just so excited. I've wanted to change my channel name basically since I had first started kind of growing on YouTube, and I'll talk a bit more about why I chose that I'm a Cool Mom name and why I changed it as we get into it, so I can kind of be working and talking. But yes, that is the new channel name, and you will possibly be seeing some new changes after this video, or you may see old videos where I mention I'm a Cool Mom. It's going to take a little bit of time to switch everything over. And if I didn't have a new intro on this video, then that's going to be coming too. So lots of fun changes, and I hope that it's easy for you guys still to find me and realize that it's still just me here doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm just trying to look a bit more nice and polished. Before we get started, I want to mention a big thank you to my best friend Jennifer, who actually designed my new logo. She helped me come up with the name. We'll put her name down below. She is a busy mama, so she kind of does this a little bit on the side, but in case anyone's interested, you would be able to reach out to her that way. Okay. Now I don't want to talk forever, but I also have a few giveaway winners to announce. So the Amazon video that I had up on my channel about a month ago, I did a giveaway, and I'm going to, instead of choosing one winner, since it took me so long, I'm going to choose 5 winners. I'll just go ahead and mention the 5 winners right now. Just Jania, Christina's Creations, Pam Spicer, Sandy Sasha, Laces and Ribbons. And so those 5 people, if you can message me like on Instagram, that would be great, because it's an easy way to verify that it's actually you. I'm also going to reply to your comment on that video, and you can give me a better way to get a hold of you if you don't have Instagram. Congrats to you guys. I'm excited to get that sent out. Let's go ahead and get started. So one of my biggest requests in the last few videos was, how do I actually use snippet rolls in my journals? I have some pieces of my snippet roll here, and so I'm gonna just show you how I would use those, and I will be using my brand new travel journal. If you don't know, my family and I just got back from Hawaii. Let's just go ahead and get started here. So I have snippet roll pieces here, and typically when you make a snippet roll, you know, it's all going to be sewn together in one long piece, but how I use them is I usually cut them up into smaller pieces and just use them in my journal like that. So these are already cut up just because I already have them cut up. Here's one big piece, but we'll cut this one up so I can just kind of show you how I would decide where to cut and everything. So the first kind of obvious way that I would use a snippet roll is a pocket in my journal. And so let's go ahead and we'll actually start by cutting up this one here. Or actually, now that I'm putting it here, so this is almost the perfect size for 2 pages. So I could actually use this as a pocket, a long pocket right about along here. And I might do that, but I might do that more in the back, where I would want to just put just a bunch of pictures into pockets. Now, I don't typically do my junk journal layouts like this, where I would decorate it ahead of time, so I am trying to think this through a bit more. But I think I might go ahead, and I'm looking for blank pages too, because that's just kind of, the pockets are so decorated that I think they kind of speak for themselves. Let's just go right here. So basically for this, I would go ahead and find some scrap paper, and I am going to use just some scrapbook paper because it's nice and sturdy. You don't have to do this part first. You can just glue or sew your pocket, you know, around the 3 sides like that. But again, I'm going to show you in action because I know it's easier to see. But instead, what I would like to do is take my scrapbook paper, and I'm going to cut it to just around the same size as my snippet roll, since I am going to I am gonna make this one long pocket all the way across. I'm not doing this perfect, but that's okay. Try not to cut the snippet roll piece there. And then we are going to, since I have my sewing machine here, I always find that things are way more secure, but again, you don't have to use a sewing machine. I'll use these snippet rolls without the sewing machine for a couple ideas as well, just so you can see. And P.S. if you're a patron, I actually scanned these snippet rolls because I thought they were so pretty. And it is one of the free printables for this month, so you can kind of see quickly here. I just have the printed out version. So they're nice and flat and still really pretty, and you can just use those in your journals. Again, that's for my patrons and just for personal use in your journal. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and now take my snippet roll along. It's kind of sandwiched here with this scrapbook paper. You're not going to see the paper or anything like that, but I am going to sew this on. I'm just making sure I have it lined up well. And I'm just going to go ahead and simply sew around the 3 edges. I have my sewing machine set to a zigzag stitch there. I'm actually going to go ahead and set it to just a straight stitch for across here. Okay. I forgot that on this snippet roll here I have this little like kind of picture frame here, and I kept it open at the top so I could stick something down there if I wanted, but I just sewed across that. But that's an easy fix. We can cut that if we need. So then I'll take my journal, and this is going to be real easy now because we already created the pocket with the scrapbook paper, and so now I can just fold this right in half so it can be even. And we can just glue this piece all the way down. So I'm just going to use my Tombow Mono Aqua Glue. And we can just glue that down like that. So like I said, this is the kind of #1 way that I like to use snippet rolls, is just by making pockets, because I love using pockets in my journals, and it's just an easy way. It's like already decorated, really beautiful. And of course, if I want to add something to this background, I can, but since I'm just kind of giving you the idea here, I'm just going to keep that blank for now so I can work with it when I get to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab one of the smaller pieces. And if you're curious, so let's say I had this long piece here and I wanted to use just a small portion of it, I would most likely just cut it down the center. I just look for a good cutting spot. I mean, it's different every time, but I just look for a spot where it's not going to cut into one of the designs. And when I'm creating snippet rolls, I'm also keeping that in mind. Like, I'm keeping open spaces where I can cut, because I know that I'm not going to use this long of piece for all of my layouts. But okay, so let's use this in a very, very simple way. And I love using glassine bags in my journals. I know a lot of you do as well. So we can just stick it down like this and just have a really cute decorated bag. You could use this as a topper as well. So let's say you have a doily. These are always hard to pull apart. Anyways, we'll fold it in half. This is how I would make like a bag topper. And for this, I would probably trim this down just a little bit more, maybe on this side right here. And then I would attach it to my doily, just to one side, so it's kind of like a little taco like this, and then this would go on the top of a bag for decoration if you were like giving it to someone. And again, you could cut it down a bit smaller so that it's not bigger than the bag, but for my journal I actually kind of like how it's a little bit bigger. And let's go ahead and again find a spot, go like that, and I might for this ink up the edges a little bit here. I'm going to take my cracked pistachio and just ink up the edges. I don't feel like you really even need to do this, but kind of give this a little bit more color. There we go. Just make it pop a little bit more on the page. And then I would just go ahead and glue this right down. And I would go ahead and just place it on my journal, maybe like that. And then this is just a really great spot to put some tags or photos into, like that. So I'm not actually going to glue this down right now. I don't want to decorate my whole journal here without, like, yeah, just giving you guys ideas here. Okay, so we have one more. Let's see. We could do all kinds of things. We could make this into a belly band. So if I were going to do that, I would place it right here, and I would add glue to one side here and one side here, and then this would be just a great spot to add in. That's a little too wide. Maybe like a journaling card. You could just really tuck it down in there, and I mean that looks really cute. So see, that would be decorated like that. You could add it onto like an envelope. And I would probably, this is quite a big envelope, so this one doesn't fit in here. It fits sideways, but you can see I would just add it right to the tab. But again, we could cut it so that it's a little bit smaller and use it as a tab that way. And then one more way that I might use something like this is I could cut off a small piece. I'm not going to do it right now, but just cut off like this piece right here. And I can use that as a tab on the side of one of my pages like that. And that would be so cute, and it's already decorated. I love that idea. So I would probably go ahead and just staple that on, and that would be great. So I hope that really helped you guys to see it a little bit more in action. You'll definitely see me use these pieces in some of my upcoming junk journal videos with me, so stay tuned for those if you want to see those even more in action. And then the last thing that I kind of wanted to mention before talking a bit more about my channel name is I recently, one of the questions I get is, where do I print my pictures? And I print them at home on my Canon Selfie, and I decided this time to try getting them printed at Walgreens, and oh my gosh, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna continue printing at home because it's such better quality that I had to show you guys. So I got them printed at Walgreens, and I couldn't believe how they just looked awful. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell on camera, but this is the Walgreens prints. Everything's just printed out, and it looks all just really weird. Like, I think it looks better on camera, probably because I'm not sure why. But these right here are the ones that not that one. These are the ones that I printed at home. And it's just like the colors are more vibrant and it's so much more clear. So again, I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but I wanted to mention that because I do get questions where I print my pictures a lot, and I'm going to continue printing at home because it's just such a better quality. And again, this was just one time of printing them at Walgreens, so you know, there could have been a lot of factors that go into that, but I thought I would mention that. And then yeah, so my channel name was so hard to come up with, you guys. I did not know that coming up with a channel name was going to be so hard. I felt like I had so many ideas, and I'm like, yep, this is it, this is unique, and everything is taken. I could not believe how hard it was to find something that just wasn't taken. So I originally wanted to change my name to Paper Garden, and I liked that idea because number one, I love gardening, and I love the feel that you get when you're in like a garden and around flowers and butterflies and things, but it was totally taken everywhere. And so I tried to come up with different versions of that, and then I don't quite remember how Paper Terrace came in my head. I don't remember if my friend had suggested it, but I just loved the idea because number one, paper. I love anything paper, which you know if you're here, but the terrace part of that just really gives me a really relaxed feeling, thinking of being on a terrace out in the garden, overseeing a garden kind of area. I really love meditating and just doing anything to get that really nice calm feeling. and that's what crafting gives me as well. And so for some reason it just seemed right, and I just love the name, so I hope you guys like it too. And if you're curious how I came up with I'm a Cool Mom, I never really expected that I was going to have a channel where it grew and I had subscribers, and I literally came up with that name as a joke, because if you have seen Mean Girls, there's a part where she's like, I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. I'm sure you guys know that. And I just thought it would be a hilarious kind of name to give myself on my YouTube account, not thinking I was going to have subscribers. And so I literally did that as a joke, and then when I started getting subscribers, I'm like, oh no, I hate this, but I just never wanted to take the time to change, and it's hard to change your name. So anyways, that's just a little backstory on that part. But I think we went over everything that I wanted to in this video. So giveaway winners, please reach out to me so I can get you your packages. And I will see you very soon doing some actual crafting, and I can't wait to see you. So don't forget to subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.